Lisa Norris, and this is Walk the Talk, a leadership development series to help you explore, self-reflect, stretch, and apply change to grow you and your people to become great. You can apply this individually or discuss in a small group setting with a facilitator. I'm really excited today to announce and introduce to you this mini-series on 5 ingredients for successful leadership recipe. This mini-series will include this introduction today, followed by 5 deep dive sessions for each ingredient in that recipe. For this series, Randy Cantrell, renowned leadership coach and podcaster, joins me to share his wisdom and insight on each topic. Randy, let's roll.
Leadership is a focus on others and doing for others what they can't do for themselves. We lead people, we manage the work. When we lead people, we're trying to properly influence others to make a positive difference in their lives. In short, we're helping others grow and improve. Management is operational. It's a focus on the output, the work itself. Management is about ensuring the processes are effective, efficient, and performing at expected levels. Leadership is all about people and helping people improve their contributions to the team. It's about investing in others to make them more valuable to the organization. The leadership recipe contains 5 ingredients: 1, humility; 2, curiosity; 3, knowledge; 4, understanding; and 5, compassion. We must add the ingredients in this particular order, but once we've mastered each one, we can add them to our leadership recipe when and where they're most needed. We can craft our leadership for our specific needs. This recipe enables us to adapt to fit the people, the situations, the circumstances in our leadership journey. Learn the recipe, then lean heavily into each ingredient as you need them. Let's briefly explore an overview of the ingredients today and how they impact one another. As Lisa mentioned, in future sessions, we'll dive more deeply into each of these. Number 1, extraordinary leadership is founded on humility. It's essential, like our flour in a cake. Without it, the recipe won't work. Humility is the realization that there are things we don't yet know, things we might not quite understand, or things we may not understand well enough to make wise decisions. Humility helps us become better listeners and collaborators. It's the realization that we're not, nor do we need to be, the smartest person in the room. Humility compels the extraordinary leader to solicit the wisdom, insights, knowledge, experience, and skills of others. This is critical for growth, improvement, and high performance. Without it, ego can get in the way. We can be self-centered, overestimate our own knowledge. Humility helps us focus on the power of the collective. There's a great quote from hitleader.com that sums up humility. Humility creates more oxygen in the room. It allows for others to participate and come together and make a change. Proper humility leads us to the second ingredient in the recipe, curiosity. Curiosity compels us to seek answers to our questions. It urges us to consider new questions too, hopefully always seeking better questions. Curiosity can also help us question the answers we already have or the ones we think we have. It provides clarity. In the words of Walt Disney, curiosity, it keeps us moving forward, exploring, experimenting, opening doors. The third ingredient, knowledge. Curiosity is satisfied by knowledge. As we share our experiences, insights, and wisdom, we learn things we may not have known before. We don't assume to know, we find out the truth. Better information and deeper knowledge drastically improves our decision making. But knowing some new facts or insights can prove useless if we don't understand, so knowledge leads to that fourth ingredient, understanding. It's one thing to know something to be true or to be a fact, but that's not the same thing as understanding it. Understanding answers why. Understanding gives us purpose and reason. In the words of Albert Einstein, any fool can know. The point is to understand. And the fifth and final ingredient is compassion. Armed with understanding, we can now leverage compassion. Compassion is simply a focus on others. It's about serving others in ways that help them grow and improve. Leaders have a willing heart and a drive to help people become better. They listen to the needs of others. Through compassion, a leader is authentic, invests in human relationships, builds trust. Trust builds safety. Remarkable leadership has every ingredient, but depending on where we are and the present circumstances, we have to add the proper ingredient at the right time. Leading people effectively requires 5, compassion, which relies on number 4, understanding, which only happens with number 3, which is a result of our willingness to ask questions, knowledge, because number 2, we're curious to know what we don't yet know, which leads to number 1, humility, knowing that we're not the smartest person, nor do we need to be the smartest person in the room. Don't focus on yourself. Instead, focus on helping others. That's the powerful contribution your leadership must make. It's about your team, your department, your organization. As a leader, your value is in how you help others become more valuable to the organization. Your ego will ruin this recipe. Your pride, it will cause your leadership cake to fall and become unusable. And that's why the foundation of humility is so critical to your leadership success. Lisa, back to you.
Randy, thanks for that great summary of the leadership recipe and each ingredient. But now that we know the recipe, when are we going to start cooking? Well, now. Knowledge without action is useless, guys. That is exactly what this Walk the Talk is about. You know, practicing what we preach, the famous saying. So what action can you take right now to get moving forward in this leadership recipe? How can you start right now taking advantage of these 5 ingredients: humility, curiosity, knowledge, understanding, and compassion? Let's pause the video and reflect on this and/or discuss in your small group. Remember, leadership is a focus on others, and it's doing for others what they can't do for themselves. Conduct this meeting with that in mind, and you'll be well on your way to learning how to incorporate these ingredients in your leadership journey. You want to learn more? Visit our podcast at growgreat.com. Until next time, lead well, make an impact, and walk the talk.